Reviewing afternoon tea somewhere on the Gulf of Mexico. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the yummy of afternoon tea. Virgin Voyages Cruise Ship Edition. A few weeks ago, my hubby and I were on a Virgin Voyages cruise called Western Caribbean Charm. And on sea days, those are days when you don't get off the ship, they serve afternoon tea. Being the queen of afternoon tea, I just had to make this a priority while sailing. As you know, I'll give you my star rating at the end. The good aspects were the food and the ambiance. This afternoon tea is served in the Sip Champagne Lounge, which is known for its fancy drinks and, of course, champagne. I really like the decor here. It feels quite elevated, and it's quite perfect for afternoon tea, if you ask me. This is my second Virgin Voyages cruise, so my second time having their afternoon tea. This one was pretty much the same as our Greece cruise. In terms of food, each guest got 3 finger sandwiches, a pickled radish and chicken liver finger sandwich, a cucumber cheese round, and a brie and pear triangle sandwich. A 4th basic sandwich item would have been a nice addition here. I liked the thin cut on the cucumbers and the folded curl on them, but the ratio of white stuff to cucumber to bread wasn't great. Just too much white cream for me. I'm not sure what the white stuff was. It wasn't as thick as cream cheese, but still had that very tart flavor, so maybe it was a mix of creme fraiche and cream cheese? Anyway, the ratio was off on this one for me. The radish sandwich was also not for me. I swear this was hummus on my last cruise, but this time it was definitely chicken livers under the radishes, and I struggled to swallow the big bite that I took. I did not eat the rest of it. So that leaves the pear and brie sandwich as the front runner for me among these 3 savory bites. I liked all the flavors on this last Sammy. Next, we like to eat our scone tier, and we each received 2 scones. I do love 2 scones per guest at afternoon tea. 1 scone was plain and 1 was a savory chive scone. I'm tickled pink to say that the scones were delicious. The scones were served with a thick whipped cream and strawberry jam. With all the food this ship pumps out and not being an actual tea room, I wouldn't expect proper clotted cream to be served. So I wasn't even mad about having no proper clotted cream. However, I did ask for some butter, knowing the chive scone wasn't going to be good with either whipped cream nor jam. But no butter was available. So the scones were yummy, but I would have really loved some butter for that yummy, savory scone to really put that one over the top. Next, we get to the most impressive part, the sweet tier. There were 5 pastries served for each of us. There was a cream puff with a red cracklin, a white chocolate-dipped palmier cookie, a yuzu macaron, a chocolate-coated cream madeleine, and a rainbow cake. Let's pause here to check out and appreciate the variety here in terms of shapes, colors, textures, and flavors. I really wish more afternoon tea venues could strive for this level of variety. Sometimes super pretty desserts like that rainbow cake can be dry and/or kind of blah because they're just meant to be pretty, but these all tasted yummy and fresh. Even the yuzu macaron had an yuzu flavor, and macarons rarely taste how they say they're going to taste. The madeleine, which is usually a dry cake cookie thing, once covered in chocolate with a little bit of jam or cream inside too, was absolutely delicious. But that rainbow cake took the cake. Not only was it stunningly pretty for a rainbow lover like me, it was moist and orange flavored, and oh so yummy. Overall, the sweets tier was impressive in all ways and deserves all of my gushing over it. In fact, all of the desserts and pastries on a Virgin Voyage cruise were delicious to my taste buds, and the ones served at this afternoon tea were as well. Clearly, I was delighted. To summarize the food, the savory tier was pretty simple and not to my preferences, but the other 2 tiers made up for it, so overall, food and ambiance are the good aspects. The bad aspect of a Virgin Voyages afternoon tea is the tea selection. They serve the JoJo brand tea, which I am not familiar with outside of these cruises. The tea menu is kinda disorganized, but contains lots of details to wade through. The tea options are a bit skimpy, mainly because there are some very different flavors and no Earl Greys to be seen. What? I think I chose the Castura tea, and my husband chose the English breakfast. It was loose-leaf tea, but just didn't have much flavor. It had a nice color, so it was steeped enough, but not enough of a matching taste to go with the color. I don't know if that's because I'm more familiar with a nice bold Earl Grey, but this tea situation wasn't enjoyable for me. Good thing the food made up for it. The ugly, nothing here is ugly, not one single thing. To reiterate the yummy, the best bites for me were the scones and the sweets, and in particular the rainbow cake and chocolate-covered Madeleine. Delish! The afternoon tea experience is an additional cost of $19 US per person, or $35 US if you want a glass of champagne, on top of your cruise price, of course. For me, $19 per person was well worth the surcharge to have afternoon tea while at sea. Gosh, I do love it. I also wanted to note that I was impressed that they correctly called their offering afternoon tea, rather than the colloquial high tea that is so frequently and incorrectly used in North America. Good job, Virgin Voyages. Overall, my Queen of Afternoon tea rating is 3.5 out of 5 stars. Are you interested in this afternoon tea at sea? What looks yummy to you? Share your top choice in the comments section below, and please like, favorite, save, comment, follow, and subscribe to keep my channels going and growing. Thank you for consuming my tea reviews, especially if you're watching early on YouTube.